Hey 7X, ready for some more nature videos? Coming at you today from the Rock River, just outside of Stratford, Wisconsin. Pretty much the coolest spot ever. It is gorgeous around here. Today what we're going to talk about is conifer trees. So conifer trees are the ones that stay green all winter long. You might look at them and call them a Christmas tree. And while that's not necessarily wrong, we can be a little more specific. Conifers are divided into four major groups: pine tree, spruce, fir, and cedar. So today I'm going to show you how to tell the difference between the four. Stay tuned. All right, let's start out by looking at this big old tree. Here are the green needles. There's lots of different ways to tell the trees apart, but today what we're going to look at, not their shape, not their bark, but instead we are going to look at their needles. The needles are a really important distinguishing feature. So you can see a couple of important facts about these needles. One is that they grow by themselves, so they originate or grow off the branches individually. See how each one comes from that sort of barky branch? And they're very flat and kind of fat. Flat, fat, fir. This is a fir tree. One of the really easy ways to tell the difference between a fir and a spruce, which I'll show you later, is that if you were to take a spruce needle or a fir needle, pull off one individual needle and try to roll it in your fingers, it won't roll because it's too flat. So this is, in fact, a fir tree. Okay, now what we're looking at is a spruce tree. When we look at the needles, you can see a couple differences between that and the fir. So first of all, notice that the needles are all coming out of the branch individually, right? So there's no clusters like you see on a pine tree. And then if you pull off a needle and check it out, it looks very different than the fir tree. So remember that the fir tree, fir, flat, fat. A spruce is spiky, skinny, and it spins. So if you roll it between your fingers, you can see that it'll roll. Where fir tree, the needles are so flat that they just kind of stay there. So when you're looking at the needles, you can tell that this is in fact a spruce. Okay, let's take a peek at these big old guys. Take a peek at their needles. See that they are much longer than the needles that we looked at the last tree, and if you look closely, the needles come out in groups. So here's one little chunk of needles coming out, and there are two needles here. See how they both come out of the same little spot instead of coming out individually like they did on the fir tree? So this tells us that this is a pine tree. Pine trees have the longer needles, they're softer, and they come out in groups of anywhere between 2 and 6. If you see 2 needles per cluster, you'll know that it is a red pine. If you see 5 needles coming out of one single cluster, it will be a white pine. Red, white, and jack pines are the most common pines that we'll see in Wisconsin. So these long needles coming out in groups tells us that it is a pine tree. All right, one quick bonus. Chase and the rest of the hunters, this one's for you. Check out the size of this rub. It's gigantic. Holy mackerel. This thing is bigger around than my arm. It's a good one. No, I can't tell you where we are, sorry. All right, there you have it. The ways to tell the difference between various conifers. Have a great one. Keep learning. Be healthy. Be safe.